Alrighty, so this game is a game that I played recently on Roblox Chess, and I thought it was a really interesting one. I was playing against a level 55 player, and I wanted to show it to y'all. So it starts off with my Vienna opening. This is e45, knight c3, and then he goes knight f6, so I play the gambit, f4. d5 is the main line there, but instead he plays knight c6. And so I take the pawn, play d4, and then after he moves his knight back to c6, I play e5. He thinks for a second here, and in this position there are only two real moves. Everything else is bad. Knight g8, which he just played, or queen e7. In response to queen e7, I would have played queen e2. I play knight f3 and he pins my knight, so I decide to go bishop c4, which I think attacks f7, which is always very weak. He takes my knight, which I don't really like, and then he plays this d5 move. This d5 move is very critical in all players who play e5's repertoire, because it breaks open the position. I decide to en passant, so to leave him with that IQP, or isolated queen's pawn, thinking I might have some counterplay on it later. I castle after he takes back, and then he pushes it again. I go rook e1 instead of just simply retreating here, because I just like to get a check, and it's getting my rook active while giving me a tempo. Here I can go bishop b3, but that just is not great for my activity. So I pin the knight. I'm planning on taking it sometimes. When he plays this move, I do decide to take it, because after he takes with the knight, which he does do, I have this knight move. And if he hadn't taken with the knight, it would have gotten rid of his IQP, but he would have had more pawn islands. So it would have been an interesting battle. Here, he just loses the pawn instead of trying to hold on to it. I was thinking there for a moment to play rook takes first in order to have the fork afterwards, but I didn't love my position afterwards, or I saw a little difference between. Here, this position, I end up not actually extremely happy with the queen there. I'm thinking, do I trade and then give him the tempo? I decide to end up doing that, because I don't see any other way out. Here it's really interesting, because if I move far away, say queen d3, he can go rook e1, and after king f2, queen f5, or he can't go queen f5 there, queen f7, I don't love my position. So I decide to guard the back rank. I don't love this move by me. I think queen f2 might have been better, although I was thinking of the move rook f8. I'm blocking out my bishop, and that soon turns to be a slight problem. Here he thinks for a while. And then he plays this move a6, which I don't entirely understand. I'm thinking I'm playing bishop a3 here, but I don't... It's probably better than what I ended up doing, but I didn't love it at the time. So we end up doing this little dance. I play rook e1, trying to trade. See if he takes here, then I maintain the open file. And it's instructive here for me not to take his rook, because then he gets activity with his queen. So here I make what I believe to be a mistake, and I play a3. a4 might have been decent with the idea of rook a1, but that would have demoted activity. My bishop turns into a really weak piece here, and it's not spectacular. He thinks for a while, and then plays this move, which totally blocks out my bishop unless I find c5. He offers me a draw. I'm a pawn up, so I don't accept it. I also think I'm pressing. I decide to end up taking, because I want to simplify a bit, and I see this move, queen d3, which hits the pawn and covers my back rank via queen f1. He pushes, which is not a good move. I have no idea why he played it. Just gives me a pawn. He then plays queen e1. I play queen f1. And then he makes a mistake here after I block with the queen by queen f2. He goes queen e1 and loses the queen. At this point, the game is pretty much over, and he resigns shortly thereafter. I thought this game was interesting just because of the pressure I put on his pieces, as well as the fact that I just wanted to show a chess game because I thought it would be fun. Alrighty, that's it. And he resigns here.